me money to make out with somebody. I needed to call my mom, and then I cried. And I had to have my boyfriend in his skinny jeans that are just like my jeans to hold me.
Well, I used to eat the candy cigarettes, and I guess it was a slippery slope till then. 7 years old, I was addicted to candy cigarettes. I had them all the time. I started robbing third graders.
Yep, that's where you had to start sucking dick for cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly. Mama needs a medicine. Welcome to our very first episode of the River City Shit Show. I'm Gwen.
I'm Kron, and we'll be your hosts and victimizers today.
This show will be centered around news, stories, and events that involve idiotic people and their decisions.
We will break down and break apart the issues and the people involved so there's nothing left except a crying, quivering mess.
So there's this video floating around the vast wasteland that is the internet, and people are losing their fucking minds over it. It's a video of a woman who reportedly walked around New York City for 10 hours, and its intended purpose is to record and expose the terrible and unjust world of everyday street sexual harassment. People are either frothing at the mouth in agreement over the video's supposed purpose, or they're calling bullshit due to its racial and sexually biased representation. We believe it's bullshit for more reasons than are currently being presented. So for our very first episode, we're going to give you the treat of a play-by-play of this video with our commentary, tearing it down from the hollow feminist ground it stands upon.
The video starts off with this big disclaimer. First off, it's misleading. We looked this shit up. The video claims it's 10 hours to walk through New York. Bullshit. They paid her for 10 hours, not 10 hours of walking. They took subway to various locations, so not 10 hours of solid walking. They just spent 10 hours filming. By no means is it a full 10 hours.
The disclaimer about the clothing is bullshit. They don't tell you that she has an eagle logo or image printed on the ass of her pants until a guy points it out a couple minutes from now.
In all this video and the real world, if someone says something to you on the street, you owe nobody a response. Not a goddamn thing. I don't care if they say hi, I don't care if they say nice ass, I don't care if they say they want to bury their dick into your ear hole.
I want to bury my dick in your ear hole.
You owe them nothing. Not a goddamn thing. Fuck that guy, you can ignore him, you can say hi, you can hit him in the mouth, you can call him a cocksucking asshole from Mars. Don't care. You don't owe them dick. That said, a lot of this shit in this video, not really catcalling, definitely does not fit the definition of harassment.
How you doing today? That's not good.
Smile.
What's up, beautiful? Have a good day. Hey, what's up, girl? How you doing? Somebody's acknowledging you. They're beautiful. She's an angel.
Oh, bless you.
Hey, baby. Hey, beautiful. How are you this morning?
This guy right here, how are you this morning? That's a polite greeting. I have no idea, nor do you, nor does she, nor the people who made this video, what he would have said if she said, I'm good this morning, or, hey, I'm really miserable, I'm bloated and my vagina's bleeding. We don't know. It's a polite greeting. Would it be nice of her to reply? Nope. Does she have to? Fuck no. But it's a basic polite greeting for walking in front of someone you said hello to.
Have a nice evening.
Nice. Damn.
I'm beautiful. God bless. Sexy American Eagle.
There we go.
And here we are. We were discussing the logo on her butt. This guy yells at her, sexy American Eagle. And it says in parentheses, the brand logo on her butt. Now, is everyone entitled to wear a logo on their ass if they would like to? Fuck yes, by all means, wear a Ford logo on your butt. I don't care. It's your ass, put what you want on it. That said, they indicate she's wearing plain jeans and a shirt. She's not. She's wearing American Eagle jeans, the logo on her ass. There's a big logo on your ass. Your ass is now a billboard for American Eagle jeans. And ass. And who doesn't love American Eagle and ass? I love bitchin' eagles and asses. They're awesome things.
We all know this, yes.
However, if you're gonna walk around with a logo on your ass, it kind of draws attention to your ass. Doesn't mean people need to say something about it, but it's drawing attention to your ass.
Yeah, you can't have a map of Vermont and then complain that people are looking at the interstates. The revelation of this counterproductive detail that was left out to begin with in the introductory, where they say she's just an innocent victim wearing a nun suit and we can't believe this happened. They reveal that there's an American eagle on her butt. Why they would leave that in there and then make sure to point it out is purely for the purpose of controversy. This is what's going to keep people talking. They didn't slip up. You don't have 10 hours of video, make a almost 2-minute video and accidentally, leave something like that in there. So we'll address that later, but it's kind of a big thing to point out right now.
Hello, good morning.
This guy right here. Someone just walked next to you on a sidewalk. Within arm's reach. Turning to them and saying, hello, good morning. Pretty fairly innocuous. Not necessarily creepy. But now we come to the point where they said that he's following her. Now, we can watch the rest of this video and watch to see. Now see, this dude says some more stuff. Really shouldn't have caused people with God bless you. Whether they do or don't, leave the fucking God out of the whole situation. Just fucking leave it out. God can bless people on his own like you tell him. Alright? Got it covered. Big dude, running the whole universe, doesn't need you to tell him who to bless. Alright? Fuck that. However, this chick walks up on this dude. As you can clearly see in the video, she walks up, overtakes him, and then he continues walking in the same direction he was already walking.
In fact, he didn't see her to begin with. He was on his phone. He looked up.
Because someone walked within arm's fucking reach of him. He's walking down the street, dicking with his phone. As people are certainly wont to do. Fuck, I do it all the time. I walk the street. I don't talk to people. I'm looking at the phone and
I walk straight
Facebook.
into traffic on mine.
I mean, I don't walk into traffic very often, but I walk on the sidewalk looking at titties and Facebook lots of times. And then the dude continues walking in the same direction he was walking. Apparently for a while. Silently. He doesn't turn to her and go, hey, look at them titties. Or just stare at her gawkingly. She walks up on him. He says, hello, good morning. God bless you. He continues walking about his business. For, we are told, 5 minutes. Alright, now in this 5 minutes, he glances over her a couple times, doesn't say a word to her after that. Either she's really paranoid and thinks that this dude is totally creeping on her, or he was already walking down that sidewalk heading somewhere.
Which kind of, the video kind of confirms that not confirms, but it more implies that he was walking the same direction if you watch it from the beginning. I've been followed before, creepily like this, and it happens, but he's not even looking at her. He, in fact, only looks at her a couple of times, and if somebody's walking next to you that close for 5 fucking minutes, I check over just a little bit too. He's actually not, he doesn't say anything else to her, he's not
I actually get way more creeped out when people are walking just behind me, because I keep wondering if they're going to try and rob me. Mm-hmm. She's walking next to him. He was going about his business, and she rolls up on him. Now, she very clearly was walking faster than him when she overtook him, and then decided to slow down and match his pace. But if it's such a problem, in that 5 minutes, it's New York. Did anybody, either of them, decide that they were going to turn? Did he follow her through an intersection and turn her too? Did she decide, hey, I don't like this creepy guy following me, I'm going to go down this street?
They also don't show how they break ways, if he finally went, or it could have been he's finally you know what, I'm uncomfortable with this girl being next to me, so I'm going to slow down or I'm going to break off or whatever happened.
Right, and to be fair, she never does the same thing. She never goes, man, I'm uncomfortable with this strange man next to me that wanted to bless me with his scary gods. So I'm going to get the fuck away from this crazy guy here who has looked at me twice. He looked at her a couple times and went about his business. There's a relatively attractive person next to you, walking next to you, for 5 minutes. I might take a look too. I'm not going to say anything to her because it's fucking rude to just bother strangers in the street. Because it's fucking rude.
He's already blessed her. He doesn't have anything else to say.
He's blessed her. He's involved his God in all the things. And, now God is busy blessing her and her dad.
Here's my God. Here's my penis. Take one.
I'm going to call this bullshit. It's slightly creepy. And in a paranoid world where you're worried about people constantly trying to, stick you with dicks and needles and all kinds of things, a guy walking next to you for 5 minutes that you just walked up on, I get being creepy. That also speaks, though, to a culture issue where you see a young black man on the street with his hands in his pockets, you wonder if he's going to rob you, or maybe tell you a joke.
How you doing? Good? Hey, look at that. It's $5,000.
Alright, this guy right here. That is a fantastic purple suit and dashiki hat. I kind of want the hat. Maybe even the suit. The dude is clearly standing out in front of a shop of some kind. I don't know what he's selling. Tattoos, hair weave, whatever. He's selling something. He's standing out in front of a store, is what it looks like. It's his job to yell shit at people. he's either a shopkeeper or a carnival barker. Like, ladies and gentlemen, come on the mall, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Hey, you, come here, buy some shit. Like, he's not trying to fuck her in the asshole. He's trying to sell her something. He's trying to fuck her in the wallet. And you know what? He's trying to fuck everyone in the wallet. I mean, it's not a walking vagina for him to slap his penis in. It's a walking dollar sign for him to slap into his cash register.
She's dollar signs.
He's there to increase foot traffic into the business and get people in the door.
True.
That's his job.
True.
Hey, look at that.
She is, if anything, this video proves, is a walking case of BRF. Bitchy resting face, for those who are unaware.
Oh, totally.
She literally has the anti-dick face on. Like, even if she were to give you her number, hypothetically in this situation, just going based off of facial expressions, if I had a dick that was uncontrollable and every 2 pair of legs that came by that might or might not
Like
have
a crazy
breasts.
Japanese tentacle monster?
Yeah, like even then, like, you know, even if like a container of popcorn rolled by and I'm like ready to go, no matter what came by, she would be the last thing in the world because of the BRF. Like, that's the kind of girl that would bite my dick off.
She does look like she could be allergic to some penis.
She does. She's
You know what? That's her right. She is completely within her rights to be allergic to penis and have bitchy resting face.
So if this proves anything, it's the fact that the guys that say this, it's not sexual harassment, they're just fucking idiots. They're idiots.
Well,
it doesn't matter if it's her, someone walking down who's excited, it doesn't, like I said, a
this
bag of
girl-
popcorn that blows by, they're like, hey yo, popcorn, what's up? You want my dick?
I mean, I generally assume people yelling shit at people on the street are fucking idiots in general anyway.
Exactly.
Like, I don't care what you're yelling and who you're yelling at unless you know that person already. If you're yelling shit at strangers in the street, you're probably a fucking retard of some variety.
Exactly.
I mean, you might be like, you know, like, or like just, you know, your parents didn't teach you good.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what your opinion is or what your goal is, if you're yelling things out to begin with, you've already overstepped the line.
Understandably so.
Right.
Make your jack off, hold on. He's jacking off.
Kron's rewinding and fast forwarding the video, so the guy in the purple suit looks like
He
he's
just
jerking
saw
off.
$1,000.
Yes.
Hey, look at that. You want to talk? Huh? We can't be friends or nothing. You don't speak. If I give you my number, you talk to me? No? Too ugly for you?
If I was watching Scooby-Doo right now and high as gas, this is where Daphne falls into a trapdoor and gets disappeared by the scary monster guy.
Yes.
That dude looks creepy as fuck. If I was watching that same episode of Scooby-Doo, I would assume he was the monster.
Yes.
He's wearing a beater, what looks like a shitty gold chain, the world's most retarded looking flat brim hat, and what I can only assume is a backpack. The guy looks like a dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks completely unprepared to hit on anybody. He's
Yes.
not dressed for the job. He looks like he is just out for a hike in the hot heat of shitty New York.
Yeah.
It's hot time in the city for this dude.
The only 2 thoughts going through his head is who I can rape and who the next dubstep bands are.
Maybe not just rape. Maybe he's not a complete full-on creepy rapey guy. But he's definitely looking like he's out to walk around, act magnificent, and hit on some folks.
Yes, this video was made specifically with this guy in mind.
This is why we have this video. This is why
Yes.
we can't have nice things. That's why we have this video. He's fucking creepy. This is the same guy I expect when I walk into 7-Eleven to ask me if I can have a cigarette or some change, and I usually just ignore him and keep going, or tell him, I don't carry cash, leave me alone, I want to go! This dude is very clearly creepy to start with.
Yes.
He looks kind of creepy. And now, he's staring at her like she's a piece of meat. He tries to talk to her, she doesn't want to talk to him, and clearly ignores that, so he persists. This is the definition of harassment.
Yes.
The very definition of harassment. She doesn't say anything. She just ignores the guy, goes about her business, and he continues to try to talk to her. That's harassment.
This is
it's repeated,
harassment.
unwelcome attempts to fucking initiate with him. It even borders almost to sexual because he starts going, what do you think, I'm ugly? Maybe he just isn't into black dudes. Maybe she's into sketchy dudes with fucking wife beaters walking down the street in the middle of New York. Maybe she's just not into dudes or dudes that want to talk to you on the street.
What's up, man?
What's up, miss? What's up, miss? Alright, let's look at that. You walk by someone within arm's reach, you are very clearly in, to me, arm's reach is the bubble.
Yes.
Bubble. You are kind of in my bubble. I'm acknowledging
What's
you
up,
and speaking to you. Yeah. Hey, what's happening? Like, I do that. You know why? Because when I'm walking down the street and strangers that close to me, if I say something, hey, what's happening? I'm not trying to fuck you. I'm trying to tell you that I'm here, and please don't bump into me, you fat fucking Mongoloid. I don't like people touching me in the street, especially strangers. I find that talking to them and engaging them even the least bit makes them aware that I'm here and they don't touch me.
What's up, miss, is not harassment. It's
Oh,
not
certainly
catcalling.
It is certainly not.
In fact, by the tone of voice, it is literally just a greeting that they put in the video. I guess maybe they were short of how much
They
harassment.
needed a half a second, a couple more frames of video to fill in out of their busy 10-hour schedule.
Exactly.
How you doing?
How you doing? Pretty basic greeting. However, when you turn it around, how you doing? Kind of sketchy, and very clearly this dude wants to slap her down with some dick. Lots and lots of dick in all of her holes and places. And you know what? He's sitting here in a t-shirt that could very easily qualify as a dress. Alright? He looks thug-tastic. He's also sitting on a guardrail in the middle of nowhere in New York at night.
Exactly.
Who the fuck does that? There's plenty of shit to do in New York. It's the city that never sleeps. Why are you sitting on a fucking guardrail, you piece of shit?
Which the biggest thing here is the tone of voice, and
Oh,
the
definitely.
tone of voice can be a deciding factor on the argument of is it harassment or is it not. With his tone of voice there in a bar setting, it would be appropriate because that's a how you doing, like, you know, how's it going, I have a penis, are you interested? In a setting like this, it's not so much. Right now, this is a creepy pickup line. So
Oh, totally.
this is one of those tone of voice.
This definitely falls more, he doesn't keep pursuing it, so I wouldn't call it harassment.
True.
But I would definitely call it a cat call or a creepy pickup line.
True.
Either way, whatever you want to call it, you can call it the Pope. It's unnecessary, we don't need it. He doesn't need to do it. Again, you shouldn't be talking to random strangers in the street and yelling shit at him, unless, again, you have a reason to do so.
Yeah.
And this next guy right here, have a nice evening.
Darling.
Oh, well, I'm getting you.
Okay, okay, alright.
Have a nice evening. Completely innocuous greeting. Darling presumes and wanders into that realm of this isn't the South. This is New York City. Darling is not a comma. And even there, nobody puts the G on it down here. Hey, how you doing, darling? It's a
Exactly.
basic thing. I have people say that to me. I have women in stores, men in stores say that to people. I see it all the time. It's like a fucking comma down here. Like, I use fuck for a comma. They use darling on y'all.
Yep.
It's just a fucking thing you do in the South. This ain't the South, this is New York. He very clearly is trying to show that she is attractive, which again calls out to her appearance, etc., blah, blah, blah. It's unnecessary, and again, just shut the fuck up. Hi, how you doing? They said in the video they hear whistles and cat calls and all that stuff all throughout the day. Now this brings home a very good point. How do they all directed this girl? Do they stop and check? That it's New York City. There's a shitload of people there. Is it okay to yell at strangers in the street in New York City? No. Is this girl presuming that everything's about her? Yes. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. That's a very, very egotistical, self-absorbed attitude to take about the whole matter.
It is, it really is.
So, you know,
Especially when you got this girl who's relatively attractive, but she's wearing her just whatever. Doesn't look like she's got a lot of makeup on. It is what it is.
She looks like she's going about her business.
average right now.
Right.
But then you've got this other girl who's got the tight-fitting clothing.
She looks like she's going out and it's dark outside. That girl looks like she's on her way to a nice engagement or a party or to the club. She looks like she put herself together to
Yes.
look good.
Yes,
This woman put herself together to get somewhere today.
exactly.
She could go to the gym. Who the fuck knows where she's going? I don't give a shit. As far as we know, she's going to go cash her paycheck. I don't fucking know. I don't care. It's her business. You know what? She told a stranger I'm not bothering her on the street.
After watching all of this and ripping it apart, we decided to dig further into this experiment. We were going to explain how this isn't an effective experiment since it was so flawed to begin with and its execution was so poorly done, how it was anecdotal and not scientific. But after digging further, we found out the video was done by Rob Bliss, who owns and operates a viral video marketing company. In addition to that, the woman in this video was a paid model, not a woman on a mission or a campaign against street harassment herself. We decided to spare her our shit grinder, as she only responded to a Craigslist ad and performed a job she was hired for, so we couldn't pick on her too much. That is, until we found an interview done with her right after the video went viral. In the interview, she said that filming this was traumatizing at times. She said she called her mother right after the filming stopped in order to hear her say that she loved her. And not only that, that night she went home and cried while wrapping her arms around her boyfriend. She claimed the words themselves didn't hurt, but it was the intention behind the voice that made the filming so horrific and degrading.
If you're traumatized, people whistling, catcalling, maybe a few awful comments as you walk past them. that you're probably never ever going to see in your entire life again, you probably should stay indoors. Like, never go outside ever again. Because even if they're not making them to you, if you just overhear them, she very clearly is, at least the point of the video was to imply that she very clearly thought they were all about her, and therefore that was why this was so awful, etc., etc., etc. Now, I've had people call me names before. When I was a little kid, I was like this big, I got mad. People call me names, and I got mad, so I hit them with stuff. And I handled my shit like a goddamn adult. They put an ad, this Rob Bliss guy, put an ad on Craigslist in New York. She answered the ad as a actress slash model slash girl about town, and chose to do this video for this sole purpose. They told her what she was doing.
Yeah.
And then paid her money to do it.
Yep.
Now, I'm not gonna call her a stripper, but I know some girls whose job it is to parade themselves in front of men for money. Or women, sometimes for women. But that's their job. Is it kind of unfortunate and annoying that people call you things and treat you like a piece of meat all day? I'm sure it's pretty fucking awful. I'm also pretty sure they don't complain about cashing checks. She was paid for this.
Yeah.
She answered this ad. She could have very clearly gone, yo, there's this ad for this acting kid. Oh, I gotta do that? I'm not really comfortable with that. That sounds like something to be very awful, and I'm not sure I want to do that.
Yeah.
And moved on to the next Craigslist ad, which, I mean, it's Craigslist. There's some fucked up ads on Craigslist. This is probably the least fucked up of all of them.
Yes.
Like, I'm sure there was an ad she passed with like 5 ads from dudes going, I want to take a dump on your chest.
Exactly.
I want to suck vomit out of your anus. Like, I have no idea what kind of ads were on Craigslist in New York, but I can only imagine they're worse than anything I've ever seen in my life. But she suffered it all for good old-fashioned American greenbacks.
Dollars. You did not do anything to warrant being emotionally scarred by this project. It may not have been fun, it may have been 10 hours, whatever, but you didn't do anything to warrant emotional scar. Harassment is aggressive pressure or intimidation. Sexual harassment is harassment in a workplace or other professional or social situation involving the making of unwanted sexual advances or obscene remarks. She suffered annoyances
What about
by
sexually obscene gestures?
What are you talking about? You're not paid for this. Go fuck
I'm
yourself.
not paid shit. I'm offended. I'm going to write Smile Weekly immediately.
Even if nobody pushed her to the point of harassment, and they may have offered dick or asked her for a number if she responded, she didn't owe her any response, and neither do you. So that's pretty much the...
Yeah. Nobody owes you a response for shit.
Yeah, that's the end of it.
Done.
And if you're traumatized, that's the only thing. If she's already living in New York, and she had to walk around for 10 hours with speakers in her hand, and that traumatized her, how she's not been traumatized before? She's lived in New York for how fucking long? 10 hours in New York, and all of a sudden she's having a breakdown?
I mean, she wants to be an actress. Has she read to the casting couch?
I was gonna say, when's the next time she has to do like a makeout scene with somebody? She's gonna have to call like a rape hotline. Like, Brad Pitt tried to stick his tongue in my mouth, and they'll be like, click, or like, can I have your tongue?
They paid me money to make out with somebody. I needed to call my mom, and then I cried, and then I had to have my boyfriend in his skinny jeans that are just like my jeans to hold me. Like, I mean...
It's insulting to others that she called this traumatizing, and, you know.
Well, there's people that have actually been, like, raped. Like, by people, like, in the face and dick. They're, like, wicked traumatized. And she's like, somebody said a nice thing to me that really offended me, and now I'm upset.
I was holding speakers and someone liked my butt, and I'm scared.
Yeah, they looked at my butt, and I'm terrified.
So, as far as the racial inequality in this video, they traveled to Midtown, Soho, Harlem, Brooklyn Bridge, and South Ferry area. If you're trying to conduct an actual experiment, they would have traveled to different areas with different racial and cultural backgrounds, but they did not. Not because they were necessarily saying anything about race, but because this was a viral video that was created to stir up controversy and to get people upset or talking about it. What better way to get your video widely distributed than to include racial and sexual bias? Rob Bliss knew what he was doing, and he did a good job, and the internet fucking bought it. The organization he was hired by, called Hollaback, has the most asinine of missions. They're a non-profit organization to end street harassment. From their website, and this is a quote, "The real motive of street harassment is intimidation, to make its target scared or uncomfortable, and to make the harasser feel powerful."
Like He-Man?
Exactly like He-Man.
Cool.
They should call it She-Ra, because we've taken the power back.
I mean, there you go. Give it the pink sword and the power of Grayskull.
Pink sword, are you trying to rape me, sir?
Apparently.
Oh. Let me call it back. We got a problem.
The power of Grayskull.
Well, for one, you'll never stop people on the street from spilling out whatever their primitive brain wants to spit out. Whether it's trying to get a girl's phone number or trying to bum a cigarette, that is there's that too. That is a useless cause that could be time better spent on helping rape victims or people suffering from actual sexual harassment. This might as well be a mission to keep people from farting in public, and have fun with that one if you try, hollaback. What is really disturbing and shows how self-absorbed they are into their own mission is a statement directly from their website, and I fucking shit you not. Street harassment is one of the most pervasive forms of gender-based violence. I fail to see how in their or anyone's opinion how this is one of the most pervasive forms of gender-based violence. This statement should be offensive to anyone who has actually suffered sexual violence, regardless of your gender. This video, nor any others they could make, would be able to represent catcalling or sexual comments made by a passing stranger as a violent, gender-based act. When it ventures into violence, you are dealing with a separate issue, and that is absolutely not fucking okay.
So, like, if Ike Turner slaps the fuck out of Tina, not cool.
That's catcalling.
It's catcalling?
That's catcalling.
So what about when Chris Brown beat the fuck out of Rihanna?
That's catcalling.
What about when that crazy War Machine guy beat the Christ out of Christy Mack? Because she was a porn star, that's different, right?
Well, it's dessert. She's a porn star, right? They asked for it.
I mean, she didn't ask to get her ass beat. I mean,
So
she asked for a lot of dick on camera.
That's not one of the most pervasive of gender-based violence, I'm sorry.
So what about all the times like she was on camera getting dick in the face and in her other assorted holes and asking for it? And
Well,
they told her, those are some nice titties, and then blew a load in her
Well,
chest.
that's great, because ask any feminist on Tumblr if it's consensual, if it's a penis inside of you consensually, it's rape. Because you just don't know it's rape, because you don't know any better.
What if
Because
she
you've
cast
been
a check?
brainwashed to think. Well, that's
And
different.
she cast a check for the porno movie. So she paid for her fake titties and her iPhone.
Even if it's consensual and she benefited from it and she's okay about it, it's still rape. Do you not look at Tumblr?
I don't understand.
If
I
you
look at
stub
Tumblr
your-
for like porn.
If you stub your toe, the guy who built your house 40 years ago, a rapist. Fuck. As Carl and I said before, if you feel people are taking power from you, then it is you who are giving it to them. I'm going to treat a guy telling me how good my ass looks the same way as I treat some acne-covered miscreant that tries to convert me into the ways of his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I'm going to ignore them or say something witty and self-esteem shattering because I don't go home crying at night because somebody said something to me. If I did, I wouldn't make this show.
Well, this video blew up all over the internet because of the whole feminism thing. Now, I have a couple of friends that say they're feminists, and they tell me that feminism is about seeking equality for both genders, which is a very noble and lofty goal that I thoroughly and completely agree with. However, it kind of is weird that a movement full of people that say they're about gender equality decides to borrow their name from one of the genders. Following on that same line, one would think that the term feminism implies that chicks are all about some chick superiority. And a lot of these crazy, a lot of folks I call them radical feminists, I call her Tumblerinas or retards, Nazis, I mean, you can go whatever you want. Fucking lunatics are there. Fucking lunatics. It's just the wrong word for the goal. I mean, there's gotta be a better word. We can use humanism to specify that we're all trying to make sure that the human race does the best we can above those dirty fucking delicious animals. Equal means equal. If you want to say that you want fairness, then that's a subjective goal. What one person may say is fair, and one may not. You can't use the word equal and then not actually use the fucking word.
Exactly.
So, it's kind of very misleading. And to which end, I'd say the term's been hijacked. And no matter how much anyone tries to reclaim it and say, no, that's not really what it's about, it's a joke and a laughing stock that we all make fun of. Those fucking people are crazy.
And we don't.
So I would challenge those who aren't crazy to find a new word. Well, and first and second wave feminism brought things like voting for women, which is fucking awesome. By all means, go out and vote, register to vote. That got you guys the right to vote. I mean, you guys want to go to work, that's the first and second wave feminism trade with that. I mean, they're still trying to honor this whole abortion thing so that you guys can do whatever you want, whether it's inside of your vagina, because it's your fucking vagina, do it as you see fit. I mean, and they got some cool shit. I mean, you guys can wear pants now, thanks to those folks. You don't have to wear dresses and like corsets, and like there's some folks I think burn some bras because they got stabbed with underwire, and I hear that's really awful. I have heard that being stabbed with an underwire in the tit fucking hurts.
I don't recommend it.
I've never been stabbed with an underwire in the tit because my man tits don't have a bra.
I'll let you borrow one of mine.
I think I'll pass. I hear there's stabby parts in them, and I get stabbed with enough things in the course of my day. It's in my hand at the computer. I don't want to get stabbed in the tit with a fucking wire. It sounds fucking awful. I got stabbed in the head once with a coat hanger when I was like, short of being born. It was awful.
It's pretty close to that.
It's kind of like that. It's kind of like getting stabbed and sawed up.
That's like a half a degree.
Fucking awful.
I don't recommend it.
I recommend burning them. Burning them or getting ones without wires. Plastic wires, something. Fuck it. It's awful. However, some of these third-wave feminist chicks, fucking nuts. Meanwhile, there's actual problems going on in the world. Like, I don't know, there's women in Afghanistan who have their clitoris cut off.
Yep.
If you guys need to fight some terrible, awful shit happening to women, I suggest you hop on a fucking boat or a plane, get you some of our sweet, sweet Second Amendment guns, roll over there, and you go fuck up some camel jockeys who are cutting people's clits off.
Yeah, that's where feminism is needed, not 10 hours walking around New York City with voice recording devices in her hands, and then deciding which whistle was meant for who, and which shop owner trying to bring dollars into his own shop was in fact possibly sexual harassment.
Hey, look at that.
What about all those chicks in China getting stuffed into fucking, shipping containers and sent
Yep.
to God knows where?
Yep.
Some of them even over here to be used as like, fuck dolls. Like, that's a real fucking problem. I think that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, people aren't fuck dolls. You want a fuck doll, you go buy one from Japan like everyone else does. They're like $3, $4
Like
grand.
a goddamn normal person.
I'm not spending that kind of money. I can buy $4 grand. I'm buying a car or a lot of weed, something cool.
Yeah.
But definitely not buying a creepy fuck doll.
Can't
But
blame you.
using people for fuck dolls, no bueno.
If you got your feathers rustled because of the message they were so poorly trying to get across and lie to you about, because of the racial inequality represented in the video, or because you're a woman and felt the world should know how hard it is for you and us
Hard.
to walk down the street, congratulations, you bought into the bullshit that is a viral marketing campaign. Rob listed his job, and the world now knows the cesspool of social justice warriors that is Hollaback. This is our challenge to you. We want to hear your explanation of what feminism is. We want to hear positive accounts and explanations of what a feminist is that does not involve all the otherkin, cock-hating, Tumblr whack jobs whose only desire in life is to shit menstrual blood onto the internet. I would love to hear from anybody besides that. Try and convince us why there's still a reason that feminism exists and that why it is not a dirty word. You can comment here on our YouTube channel, tweet us at RCSS_RVA on Twitter, or blow up our Facebook, facebook.com/RVA shit show.
But be warned, anything you say in a court of River City shit show can, will, and should be used against you in a court of public opinion.